Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Tiana here once again, and I am back for yet again for the likes of the Mexi Toys videos once again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of WarioWare Touched for the Nintendo DS. So, last time we have actually completed both of those stages, which we do have Ashley right here, alongside with the forms of Dr. Krygor, and that's pretty much as far as this is concerned for the majority of any other stuff worth noting for. So today, for this video, is the fact that we're about to be moving on to the next stage in this entire game. And this what appears to be none other than Cat and Anna, the duos of these ninjas, basically. So, yeah, let's get to it. Ninja Scribble. Hi, I'm Cat. My sister Anna has been helping me make some sweet Ninja Scribble micro games. And of course, it all tells us the exact same description of how much points we do need to require, but that wasn't until whenever we get to the second run through of this entire thing. So, Ninja Scribble. And this takes place in somewhere in Cat and Anna's house. That's a different way to start things off for this. I'm hungry. I could use a snack. Huh? My bananas are gone. Where'd they go? Woof! What's up, boy? Come on, we got a croak to catch. Oh wait. I better leave a note. For my sister. So let's make a note, shall we? So in this case, let me just write down bananas, I meant to say. Bananas gone. And an exclamation mark on top of that. You can write whatever you wanted to. So, we've got a thief to catch. I just saw your note. Let's hurry. Alright, let's roll. And we're about to be exploring the rest of these trees right here. So, yeah, basically in these micro games for Ninja Scribble micro games, it's all about you able to wiggle you around with the stylus and make some wiggle shapes or something like that. And I have no idea, I wasn't expecting to do that micro game to begin with, but either way, because I got distracted by all kinds of stuff, you know. So yeah, it has been quite a few hours since I actually last recorded this, because the reason being for this is because, well, I was being really busy playing through Sonic Frontiers, you know? And on top of all that stuff though, there are some interesting news we'd like to discuss upon, but I think I should probably let both Pac-Man and Pinkie Pie will both mention more about it until when they, hopefully, exponentially, they'll finish up with Mario Party Superstars entering at some point in this weekend. So, but for now on though, let's focusing on the forms of, well, certain micro games. Oh, there's Santa right here. Well, at least we've only got about a couple of days to go until we move on to the final month of 2022 for sure. So, for now on though, let's focus on this for now. So, anyway, so today's date is of course the 24th of November today, in this case in 2022 today, and we'd like to point things out for those who are the die-hard Sonic fans, happy 30th anniversary of the release of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Sega Mega Drive / Sega Genesis. Well, mind you, the Japanese version did release first, despite the fact it's been developed in America. So as a result of that kind of stuff though, there's not much else I can be able to explain about this for the most part, so... Alright, so here we go with the next boss micro game in this entire game, and all we have to do here is the fact that we need to guide this little weird, bulb thingy right here. Although, kind of think about it, it does have its name, by the way, and this is known as Galaxy Bounce. So basically, you have to continuously join those lines and act as a trampoline, and your job is to let this little block thing will go up to the moon, and that's it. However, if you do manage to let him fall off, then obviously you have to try again. So that was actually pretty easy. What? It's a monkey! Aw, cute. We'll name you Nunchuck. So now they both got themselves 3 animal companions, which is pretty interesting all things considered. So now it looks like that both of them are joined into the actual dance crew. So feels like we're almost done here. So don't worry about the snack, we're friends now. Well, and true indeed, and exponentially, that I get the strong sense of feeling that we might able to actually unlock something if we do somehow manage to complete those few stages. So let's see what's anything new here. So in this case we have, oh, looks like we have that familiar face ever since in Jimmy T stage. So in some cases though, we actually come across into well, first of all, let me just double check on the actual micro games we've got for Cat and Anna. And it looks like we've only got about roughly 8 micro games left. So, exponentially speaking though, we'll head back there again. And let's see what's in here. We got ourselves Orbit Ball. Okay. I get the feeling it's like the extended version of that particular Galaxy Bounce boss micro game as we've already stumbled across into familiar ago. So, I guess that probably explains it, huh? So anyway though, yeah, there's not much else you can talk about for the sake of the forms of today's discussion, apart from the fact that, well, relatively speaking actually, that it's kind of unfortunate that one of those actors for whoever played the Green Power Ranger, to be more specifically with all that, it's hard to explain honestly, because I haven't watched that much of Power Rangers as much as a kid, but Jason David Frank, who played Green Mighty Power Ranger, that he sadly passed away due to committed suicide. So I was like, what the heck is happening? Anyway though, I guess that's all I can say about this, aside from that brief little description right there. Oh, and another thing too, happy 25th anniversary of the release of Diddy Kong Racing for the Nintendo 64. I almost said Nintendo DS for some reason, because technically speaking though, that the N64 version is definitely a little bit more superior in my opinion, and thus it's probably one of my childhood memory games I have ever played, despite the fact that how difficult that game can be sometimes, especially noticeable when you do like, you know, silver coin challenges and all that stuff though, which is always kind of feels a bit more of a challenge more than anything. But either way though, that's saying something. So anyways, let's connect the actual 2 rings together and combine into one. And we need to search for this particular person. There's in a blackout for this little room, as far as I'm aware. And we'll light the actual fuse so that way we'll let the bomb explode all by itself. So yeah, for the most part, like I said before, that this particular boss micro game is actually not too hard. Especially noticeable about the fact that, well, relatively speaking, I found it's really easy to manage. But it's just about the fact the matter is, though, you have to concentrate on where this blob thing will decide able to land onto. And then you have to draw the line quickly before he decides able to fall off and all that stuff. So keep it up, you're doing great. Oh, looks like you're about to tick off, Cat right there, because obviously that you accidentally tossed the bone in a further strength more than anything. So alright, so there we go. Now I've actually managed to like get this problem solved as far as divide into 50-50 between kind of identical stuff here and there, but that's as far as saying goes. So yeah, another thing that's something's worth noting for, actually, is the fact that, relatively speaking, that, also there's another anniversary thing that just already came up from, and that's what appears to be the, well, a DreamWorks movie that just recently came out ever since in 2012. Well, mind you, it's been about the entire decade ago since, oh shoot, I totally did not realize about that, but, oh well. Anyway, so yeah, happy 10th anniversary of the release of, let's just say by the films of Rise of the Guardians for the DreamWorks movie that not only has been made by DreamWorks, but also distributed by, I would say, Paramount, because that was actually the, you know, Rise of the Guardians is the definition of the final DreamWorks movie. They're able to get a partnership with Paramount Pictures and stuff like that, which has always been super convenient, especially notable that when 2013 rolled around all the way up to, I would say in 2018 or 2017 or something like that, then basically though DreamWorks used to be become a partnership with, let's just say 20th Century Fox or something like that, so at least as far as I can usually aware for that. Well, as far as whenever I look back on the films of Rise of the Guardians recently, I found that film alright. It's not the best film I've ever seen, but it sure is okay enough as it goes by. Although despite the actual box office performance doesn't go nearly as high, because I can assure you, thanks to the films of the Avengers Assemble film, that just managed able to get the actual top priority with the box office department, so... But I digress. Also, I found the music in this Micro Boss minigame has actually sounded a bit slightly odd in my opinion, but that's mainly because about the fact that I'm not exactly sure if I well, I don't know about you, because I know for the fact it has been about 2 days ago since we've last recorded this, but I mean, let me tell you though, is the fact that the entire process of this recording session feels a bit, I don't know, kind of tiresome. Well, not so much tiresome, but it can be a, well, something I guess, so... But I digress. But I do apologize if my commentary is a little bit bare bones for this point today, because I would love to be able to mention something else, but I think, you know, as I said before, we'll let both Pinkie Pie and Pac-Man will both mention about the exciting part during at some point, you know, in the Mario Party Superstars Let's Play. But the fact of the matter is, though, those two are getting pretty close towards the very end of that particular game before we're done with the, I would say, the majority of the Mario Party games Let's Play-wise. Well, despite we might as well able to do a redo Let's Plays of some other games, like, you know, Mario Party DS or whatever, but we'll just see what happens there. So in this case though, yeah, I somehow made that mistake right there. And time to draw this beard, of all things, to, well, you know what I mean, to make this man proud of any sort of circumstances anyway. So far, we're actually on, I would say 35 points right now. So we can pretty much guarantee that we would, oh, just made it. Alright, so I'm just search for, dang it, I think I lost track, so, whoops. Oh boy, how am I supposed to do this here? Oh, just about! Alright, it's time to light the, fuse right here. Oh, that was close. Oh yeah, every once in a while, whenever you get into the later progressioning for, you know, with Galaxy Bounce boss micro game, that every once in a while there's gonna be some clouds here and there, which all it does is just basically just managed able to get this blobby thing felt to be a lot heavier. Oh, in level 3 right there, sometimes if he managed to go through the clouds, it goes all over the place, which I will say, level 3 on this boss micro game is actually pretty tough, because you never know of when he's going to be coming down or not. But regardless of such though, we've got about roughly 39 points, so that should be enough, so that way we can able to get the next toy that we actually able to interact with. But it wasn't until whenever I show those off, until whenever we get to the final few extra videos and stuff like that. So, Pet Chameleon, interesting right there. So anyway, so now we're done with that, and let's double check on the... Oh, come on! Why is it always one micro game left? Ah, jeez, I'm always able to do this off-screen then, which I think I should probably save that until at some point in the next few weekends or so. So, anyways, James T Mix, or James Mix. I'm James, Jimmy's chick magnet brother, and my sizzling mix is loaded with microgames by Katanana, Ashley, and Dr. Krygor. So yeah, similar to the films of Jamie T, that basically though we get ourselves once again the combination microgames from the likes of the past few stages. So except this time, it's now the main focus is of course James T. So in some cases though, once again, we're gonna go back onto Club Sugar again. And of course, that we can able to actually get ourselves 30 points afterwards though. So yeah, much like Jamie T, that there's no you know, intro cutscene onto this stage because, you know, like I said, it's just all about, you know, the previous micro mini games in the past few stages. Although, something's worth noting for is the fact that, well, relatively speaking though, when it comes to actually, you know, micro mini games as far as I'm aware, or micro games, whatever, that basically we can now able to actually hear certain micro game themes for its normal themes or something like that, which you'll find out why until whenever we get into that particular drag on types of micro games, I'm sure enough anyway, so. But hopefully though, whenever we get into the forms of the next couple of weekends worth noting for, to be more specifically likely also for... No wait, sorry, I keep thinking about the forms of other stuff worth noting for. Until, you know, next Tuesdays and Thursdays though, then I should make my commentary feel a little bit more well improved than the likes of how it does in today's video, because, well, let me tell you for this point guys, I think my room is actually going to get a lot colder at this rate, so because of that though, thankfully I've wrapped myself warm while doing this recording session in mind, so... there we go, we fixed the frog for getting its normal shape or picture, whatever you want to be more specific with that, so... So anyway, oh, come on, I was... whatever. We'll just have to stick around with it anyway, so we'll just stick by the thread, and exponentially we'll have to do a hammer throw, and... oh, that might be not too bad for its distance as far as, you know, proceeding as far as this is concerned. Oh, wait, okay, thank god, that was quite close actually, because I almost made that mistake right there, but hey, at least I did pull this off, so let's see what the boss micro game is it going to be in James T. And sure enough, we're going back to Galaxy Bounce again, except this time it's going to be level 2 variation, because as far as I can tell, that obviously Clouds is now involved, but again, if you made one mistake, well, at the very least you can try again, so as long as you weren't able to get so many extra lives, or to be more specifically 3 lives, or 2 lives, or 1 life left, but relatively speaking though, it's pretty easy when you get the hang of this though, so there it goes. That concludes James T levels, so that's sure it's something. You got some smooth moves. That was actually a reference to the next WarioWare Let's Play we're about to be doing at some point in the future, which that will be on the Nintendo Wii of all things. So yeah, pretty cool reference there, just before when the Wii game exists, so... Anyway, so we actually stumbled across into that one familiar face, as well as another newcomer. So in some cases though, we do have 9 volts right here, and as well as that, we also have, although before we get into more details onto that though, let me just go ahead and deal with the second run-through of this entire Jamie, no, I keep on saying Jamie because I keep thinking about the past few stages ago, James T stage, because, well, relatively speaking though, now we need to aim for about roughly 30 points until we're able to actually get something rewarding after doing so, so... Yeah, I guess that's not much else to explain. So, despite I actually lost one of those lives already, just because I was not paying attention to the actual micro game itself, basically, though. So, yeah, forgive me if I somehow botched everything else up. So, oh yeah, out of nowhere, though, is the fact that, well, relatively speaking, though, that there's actually a new character that's going to be introduced into the Angry Birds franchise, and that's what appears to be Melody, of all things, which... I never heard about that before, but relatively speaking though, it might be a newbie to me, especially noticeable. Well, despite, I essentially give up playing Angry Birds games every nowadays, because usually, relatively speaking though, it could be subbed up as like difficult to learn and difficult to master. Well, it's simple enough, but I'm not very good at those kinds of games because I have tried, you know, Angry Birds Trilogy on not only on the Wii U, but also the Xbox 360 version as well, and no matter what, how many times I was trying to able to succeed on most of those stages throughout, it doesn't matter if it's either the original or Rio or Seasons versions, that no matter what, how many times I was going to proceed, but then next you notice, I keep on screwing up certain moves, so yeah, that's why essentially I wasn't interested with Angry Birds stuff every once in a while, which is kind of unfortunate because I would like to give those series a shot back in the day, that is, but either way though, that's something, so. And it's bad enough I've only got 2 lives left, so I'm going to have to strictly focus on this right now, and oh, nice. Nice catch for that particular rugby ball that just somehow bounces all over the place for some odd reasons, for sake of convenience as far as that's been concerned with. So, anyway, and another thing I would like to explain about this is going, that, relatively speaking though, I think we actually got ourselves the UK's release date for, well, despite the fact I still don't care about the forms of Disney live-action remake movies anymore, just because of how disappointing Pinocchio 1 is to me anyway. So as a result though, apparently the Little Mermaid live-action movie counterpart is gonna get itself its release date in the UK, and that's gonna be releasing until the 26th of May in 2023. So, yeah, I'm not too, gonna be convinced or won't be much hype about it, but we shall see what happens to do it some form or another, but that's saying much. Oh, and another thing too is the fact that another anniversary thing just came up for the sake of the films of this year though. That is the fact that, do you guys even remember watching the Muppet Christmas Carol? Well, apparently though, that particular, the Muppet film of all things, actually receives its 30th anniversary of the actual film's release. So, yeah, kudos to you. Especially noticeable, I can't even believe that the Muppet Christmas Carol is actually based off from, obviously based off from the story from Charles Dickens, of course. And no matter what though, that film has been out for 3 decades old, so it's roughly the same year as in Disney's Aladdin came out, specifically the 1992 version, in this case my preferred version of Aladdin. So as a result of that kind of stuff though, that's as far as I can try to explain about the comparisons between, you know, nostalgia-based memories and all that stuff, so I might be biased when it comes to different opinions on some certain things throughout, so. But I digress. Oh yeah, another thing I would like to point out is the fact that from what I've seen the other reviews, in comparison between, you know, with Sonic Frontiers alongside with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, apparently though, is the fact that despite how the fact that certain critics find the game of Sonic Frontiers felt a bit mixed bag for certain critics, well, I still enjoy the game though, don't get me wrong, and the fans, surprisingly enough, do really enjoy it, myself included. In terms of Sonic Frontiers anyway. But the opposite thing for the sake of the forms of goes to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, because I get the strong sense of feeling that once again, there's gonna be a lot of fans hated stuff 24/7 when it comes to newer Pokemon releases. Like, I know for a fact that critics seems to able to enjoy Pokemon Violet and Scarlet and stuff like that. Like, they obviously both versions of the game. Ah, darn it. That was level 3, by the way, for that Ashley's, you know, boss micro game, by the way, so. Oh well, 32 points. 32 points is not too bad and all that stuff, so. Actually, I'll get into more details about the forms of why the Pokemon fans get a lot of negativity every nowadays, because, well, I'll point out whenever we get to the next stage. So, anyway, so let's see what we got. We got Wind Crine. Okay, so that's something, I guess. And also we got Ping Pong, which is basically table tennis. So, but again, we'll check those out and do it in another time. So in some cases though, let's see what we got here. So we obviously spotted ourselves the familiar face, and also we got Mike. Huh. Mike rocking. Pay attention, party people. I am Mike, a robot programmed to please crowds with high impact Mike rocking microgames. And obviously it shows us 30 points again. Now what's interesting about this particular stage right here, that we actually have to utilize a different control style. So rather than utilizing the stylus the whole way through, so instead, we have to use the microphone at all times, which usually it's located in the bottom portion of the DS back in the day. This karaoke robot will solve all my cleaning needs. I have named him Mike. I see. Okay, so if you're probably wondering, this is going to be the post-commentary on this segment because, well, I don't know about you, but trying to utilize the microphone segments like this can be felt a bit awkward. But as a result though, that this is one of the only parts throughout the whole entire process of this Let's Play, I'll be doing this particular post-commentary. However though, until the later stages though, will also feature microphone, micro games like this. But exponentially speaking though, I will try my best to able to commentate as much as I can while doing this post-commentary in the process. So yeah, as a result, yeah, for micro games, they're basically, like I said before, it's all about utilizing the microphone throughout the whole entire thing. Which, I know that was also when WarioWare Gold also utilizes microphone stuff here and there. So yeah, you probably get the idea of how this is going, so... Anyway, so I get the strong sense of feeling that this particular stage right there is actually going to be one of the shortest so far, alongside with the forms of Wario stage on top of that. Well, I honestly have no idea why they decided able to make Mike's stage a lot shorter than I was expecting, because I was expecting to make things a little bit lengthy and longer, but either way though, it knows what it is, I guess, especially like... I know it's hard to explain really, because I, again, apologize for that particular awkward commentary aside, because obviously there's not much else I can talk about, so... And here's the boss micro game for Mike's stage, of all things, and that's what appears to be known as CD Area. So basically, in this particular micro game, as you can tell, we need to keep on blowing the screen, and then basically it's your job to able to protect that seed. I would say like a, I don't know what you would call it for that plant right there. It's almost like a, it's not the dandelion or anything. It's just something else. I keep on forgetting and stuff like that. But as you can tell, we do need to avoid a lot of hazards on this particular boss micro game, as you can see, ranging from the flying bird alongside with the forms of those dragonflies apparently. So, and also if you manage to let this thing touch the water, then you will fail. So it's your job for you to able to actually take it all the way to the safe ground, and that's it. That's literally how this boss micro game goes, and exponentially, we actually completely done right there. So, it's literally so short. I eliminated the competition with my weapons of mass... I don't know what you would call it, because either way, I do apologize if my commentary is a little bit iffy. Mike, where have you been? It's time to go back home. Goodbye. Dr. Krygor's lab. Mike, how about me? Sing a duet. Challenge accepted. So in the end though, they just somehow managed able to sing the duet to each other. And exponentially, that was when the future installments come into play, when Dr. Krygor and Mike somehow cope with each other, which is especially noticeable in, like I said, in the future games. Your singing is... oh, there could be a massive differences between those two singing performances right there, so yeah, they just fighting for each other, I suppose. I have no idea. So it looks like Mike is decided able to join in, and seems to be more specifically, he just keeps on bopping his head up and down, like the actual, like, a rhythm thing going to it, so... Optimal performance. Have you considered a career in karaoke? Well, I have tried karaoke once, but I'm not very great at the forms of singing timing requirements, because no matter how many times I was trying to sing to the actual lyrics on the words, sometimes the actual, oh, Grandma Simulator? Okay, that's a bit of a weird toy to have. So of course, we'll have to go back here again but before we do that, let me just see if what's up on, okay, so 10 microgames we're missing on. Okay, sounds a bit convenient, I suppose. And back to post-commentary again, just because of, you know, how the fact that sometimes the the microphone microgame sometimes feels a bit kind of awkward to utilize for sometimes, because obviously I have managed able to done this so many times, like, I have no idea, because again, I do apologize if my commentary gets a little bit sloppy for this point today, but again, like I said before, until next Tuesday, then we should probably make our commentary get a little bit more better, so... And I think it's the obvious reason for this is because I'm also very tired as well. Oh! Okay, sorry about that. Because yeah, there are a couple of times though, as you can see on screen, that basically though, if you see those fronks, a group of fronks as far as I'm aware, that if you see one of those micro games like this, you cannot afford to able to speak into your microphone, because if you dare speak onto that micro game, you ended up losing a life. So because of that though, that's actually kind of a cool idea. Especially they're obviously trying to bring it back until specifically, I will classify for saying WarioWare Gold or something like that. Well, mind you, I haven't been playing WarioWare Gold for quite some time at this rate, just because, again, been busy playing, you know, Sonic Frontiers on the Switch, and exponentially I've almost leveled up max. So in some cases though, I'm pretty much almost done with the Switch version of Sonic Frontiers after all, so... Anywho, so I guess that's about that. So anyways, let's get into the forms of the continuation of this particular conversation between the most controversial thing for that fans alike, for it comes to likely the reviews of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, that as I said before, both of those games combined, specifically for critics reviews, basically though is the fact that they both managed to receive 77% out of 100. However though, for fans out there, for some reason, much like the forms of how it does it on Sword and Shield, and possibly Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl or something like that, I'm looking upon the you know what I mean when it comes to Metacritic and stuff like that. And don't worry folks, this is post-commentary, so because of that though, I just want to classify for something that, don't worry, it's not going to be like a real commentary, it's just post-commentary, you know? So anyway, and I have no idea why I keep on messing things up right there, because most of the time though, it's just the fact that the actual timing of microphone sensitivity might felt a bit wonky at times. And oh god, if you ever try to play the game on the 3DS though, oh man, that will make things a lot more difficult for you. Especially, I highly recommend you able to play certain micro games on either the regular DS or DS Lite, essentially, or especially noticeable for DSi or DSi XL, because let me tell you, the 3DS microphones are pretty dang terrible in my opinion, just because not only they are pretty small, but it's also about the fact that, well, relatively speaking though, that, well, I just don't know what to say about this. So anyway, yeah, for the fans' reviews of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet though, they, first off, they received the Violet version 3.3 out of 10, So I'm guessing it's probably because they have a massive criticism with the actual graphics powerhouse, which is especially true about the fact that, well, relatively speaking though, that the graphics wasn't nearly as great or grand in comparison to other superior Switch titles, like, you know, Mario Plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, and on top of that, Sonic Frontiers, and especially noticeable with the forms of, well, any other Switch games for this matter though, including Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and you probably name the rest where it comes to likely mention something like a graphical superior Switch games when it comes to other things worth noting for. So, as far as the Scarlet version is concerned, they received it as in 2.8 out of 10, which I have got no words to think about it, especially that let me know in the comments down below for the question of the day, in terms of what I just said about the forms of this particular conversation in mind, that basically though is the fact that, well, I just have no idea why, that certain fans are getting a little bit ticked off at this rate for recent Pokemon titles or anything else like this, especially that, you know, it's just, I couldn't imagine what's going to be up next for the mainstream Pokemon games every nowadays, or something like this happens to be, but we shall wait and see what happens, and during at some point in sometime in 2023 or something like this, well, mind you about the fact that we've only just got literally about quite a few days now until 2023 is approaching, so, and in fact, speaking of which though, let me know in the comments down below as well. Are you guys looking forward to 2023? Because I'm really hoping that that year will be a little bit more superior, or in some cases a lot better. Because I will have to admit it the right way, I do have... Oh, dang it. I somehow messed it up right there, if you can tell from the actual capture screen recording. But again, it's most likely because I'm just going to do it as like post-commentary. So that's all there is to say when it comes to this stage. So... Now, I think getting 30 points might be felt a bit extremely difficult sometimes, because again, with that microphone sensitivity sometimes, Master throws you off at certain points worth noting for, and yeah, that's pretty much as far as I can say about the forms of today's discussion, but again, hopefully until, you know, next Tuesday and beyond, then hopefully my commentary might be felt a little bit more better than ever before, especially with stuff coming out for it. And, yeah, everything else goes all fine and dandy and everything. So as a result, yeah, I think in every single, like, I don't know what you would call it. So I think we should probably fail on this boss micro game right here. Because after all, we'll pretty much gonna have to take a break for the sake of, stage 33. Because, well, obviously we actually did quite well, all things considered. Especially... well, despite that particular segment is all post-commentary instead of the regular commentary, like I said before. So yeah, that pretty much does it for the mic stage. It's actually interesting, all things considered. And we also got something new around here. Now, of course, we'll get into the fun stage until specifically next Tuesday, but I'll promise you, we will definitely get into this awesome stage of the game. So... anyway, so with that being said though, I think we should probably end things off here. So join me next time for more Let's Play of WarioWare Touched. And the fact that we'll go ahead and move on to the awesome stage in the entire WarioWare series, especially noticeable because of the references, and that is 9 Volt stage. So I'll see you guys until next Tuesday. Later, fellas.